part four. But yeah, so energy etiquette. She didn't. Those two, when they were talking, they were feeling each other or projecting it onto me as if it was me doing it. They couldn't feel me because I knew how to mind my own energy. I know myself, right? So when you have this ability going and you see two shadows talking, trying to project onto me, and it's not working, they have to figure out a way how to manipulate the situation to work into their favor, which happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I understood their shadows and how their shadow revealed himself. See, like I said in the previous video, my moon is Libra. My moon is Libra and Virgo. My shadow moon is Libra. My light moon is Virgo. So I understand that part of me. And the like, this was the early stages of me learning my shadow. Because I had just left my apartment where I was working on telekinesis. So I was pretty deep into the spiritual work. Pretty deep. But like I did jump a few timelines because telling the whole story about the chaotic and the turmoil between me and this individual is gonna take forever because it was a battle every single time. But I was sharing the small parts of it because that's what my life was. It wasn't joyous or happy or great or anything like that. It may seem like that because I had all the I had all the new toys, I had all the new this. Half that shit I didn't even want. I didn't even need it. But because of feeling guilty of what they were doing, that's how they responded. Oh, we'll give him new stuff. He'll stay quiet. We'll give him what he wants. He'll stay quiet. Thank you for the gifts, but I'm not gonna stay quiet. No, no, y'all gave me everything I needed, yes, but I'm not gonna stay quiet. See, when you have connections with the other side like that, when you receive information from that side on what's to take place in a future event, if certain decisions and choices aren't made, you might want to listen. And I mean, because when I get to that part, well, I probably already told it when I had that dream, and her mother came to me and told me what the mission was when I got evicted. That eviction was designed to happen, right? But before that, I had a few dreams, and like I was saying before, I have to go back and make sure this was talked about in the video and not before, because I always start channeling before video and forget to record. But I do have a gift to communicate with the dead. Not like that though. Look at it like this. In order for me to connect with the dead the way I do, I have to have a solid connection with those energies of that individual. For example, like their mother was a version of me because I know that I can connect easily with that energy. It's me. If you have a family member who didn't do the work in their life and they're trying to connect, my best is going to block it. No, you cannot work with me. No, it's not going to work. I'm not dropping myself to that frequency just so you can communicate and then possibly get no. I'm not doing that. No, I'm sorry. If the individual who you want to connect with has not on my level of frequency wise, I can't connect with them. I'm not going to give you no bullshit because the way I connect, I have to feel it. First, I feel it, then we locate each other. Like not locate, but we meet in the spiritual realm, in dream realm. Then we have conversations and I bring all that information back. That's how I do it. Sometimes I can do it during the day, but it's easier for me to do it when I'm sleeping because I can get more information and bring it back versus trying to connect by holding hands or doing candle stuff. It's easier for me to connect that way, where I can actually sit down like this and have a conversation and then come back and be like, okay, look, this is what you said. Boom, 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 boom. Trust me, I'm still learning that too because I learned how my sister died, but it wasn't how she died here. I learned how one of the versions of my sister, I learned how she died in a car accident. I was in the back seat before the car had a head on collision. Before it had a head on, I jumped out, and that's how that version of my sister died. But she died here with heart issues. But yeah, man, it's when you really study yourself on a deeper level, going back to old memories, it's not to get stuck in them, but to study them, dissect them, and then embody what you learned. When you do that, it is a powerful thing, man. It's everything I'm telling you. It actually happened. I lived it. I experienced it. I went through it. This is how I learned a lot of my abilities, man. A lot of them. But being in the chaotic situations I was always in with this family is how I kept a lot of my stuff bottled in. And then once I realized, once the cancer hit, because I had everything bottled in, that's when I was like, all right, now it's time to talk. That's why my voice sounds the way it sounds, because I had cancer on my voice box at 23. And I'm not even supposed to be talking. Honestly, I'm not even supposed to be alive, because as an infant, very, very tragic. I'm a miracle baby. But I had a mission, so we here to get this mission done. And the cancer was a lesson about not using my voice but speaking up because that's what their mother taught me. I was literally watching myself, learning how her voice could direct anything and change the situation, how powerful her voice. Listen, let me share. Look, when she died, her funeral looked like a MLB baseball stadium. Huh? Listen, when this woman died, her funeral looked like an MLB baseball stadium, packed out. I've never seen someone so well respected. Because, like I said, that family wasn't all chaotic all the time. She was the one that held it together. When she died, that's when all hell broke loose. That's when all the trauma and the chaos really took a turn because the duct tape holding that web together, once that snapped, that was it. That was it, man. But like I was saying, when I connect with the dead, because I'm telling you, Gemini be Gemini, I told you, you're going to hear me jump from conversation to conversation because I'm remembering what I'm saying as I'm going. There's jumping channels versus crossing. So when I cross them, I forget. When I'm jumping, I keep the flow going. I'm double dutching. But that's how I communicate with the dead. I have to really connect with them. Then I dream and I sit with them and talk. That's how I do it. So her mother came to me several times, and the last time she came, she was like, I know you don't want to do this, but this is something that you have to do. It's going to help you, but it's also going to reveals something that you probably already know, but have to see it yourself. You have to see it because she has to get it together before it's too late. Your presence alone is going to do all the work. You don't have to say much, but you're going to see the truth. And when I popped up after eviction, it started off great. But once I caught onto the bullshit and started moving different, everything was revealed just like that. That's when the chaos started. And I told her this too. I told her this, and this was so crazy. Well, not crazy. This is what made me realize how powerful knowing yourself is, and knowing energy and how it moves and how it works. So, knowing that her mother was a future version of me, the mission was because I told her exactly what her mother told me. Of course, she didn't believe me and went straight to Jesus and the Bible and all that nonsense. And then when you try to correct them and tell them what's really going on, they go right back to Jesus and all that stuff. And I was like, look, I was even being sarcastic. I was like, come take a closer walk with me. Jesus is the what of the world, the light. Let's have a look, shall we? What is that in the sky? The sun. Right. The light of the world. The SUN, the Son of God. But the Bible, all right, you're going back to that book. This, my friends, is what we call, as the earthlings call it, what is it? The word is here. It's right here. The English, I hate this language. Um, I really do hate this language. But it's where you know the truth, but you want to rebel it. Like I can't think of that word. Is here, but me getting it out in English is gonna take a while. But y'all know what I'm talking about. You know the truth, but you still want to follow the lie. Yeah. So the more I was explaining what was going on and what was happening, she wasn't believing me. But at the same time, she was very, very scared because the more I was speaking and saying things, she was like, "How do you know this? How do you know this?" I'm like, "If I told you half the stuff I knew, you think, you know." And that's exactly what I thought she was gonna think is what she thought. She thought I was going through her things, but I didn't have to. I'm intuitive. I was learning my gifts at the time. So when you know someone's behavior because they're stuck in the loop, you can see exactly what they're going to do and what they're going to say before they even do it. So when she came up with the bullshit saying I did this, it was like, here we go again. So instead of responding chaotically, I responded in the exact same way I'm talking right now, prepared for the bullshit. When you tell someone the truth, who, especially to someone who lies so much, it's scary. It's scary. Imagine someone lying so much they do dumb shit and reveal the whole thing of what they're doing it up, doing the whole dumb shit. Yeah. Half the time, people reveal their own selves because they're stuck in a loop. I'm trying to tell you, y'all really thought I had a great life. I had to pretend I did, yes, but no. The moments I stayed with that family, no. You have to look at it from my perspective because I know I have feel like, well, why are you talking about them like that? Listen, when you are in a family by association because of your father and you grew up as a child, And now you're in a home with a bunch of people that you do not know, but you are here because of your father. And now that you're here because of your father, you are now assigned a handler. Like, are y'all catching me? Y'all gotta look at it from my perspective to understand what I'm saying and how I'm saying this. These people knew about that stuff. They knew about spirituality and all that kind of stuff. They knew. What do you think sororities are? I can't tell you how many Zeta Phi Beta meetings I've been to. Yo, I, like, as a matter of fact, one of my brothers, his mother was in the same Zeta Phi Beta clique. That's how we met. And we went to high school together. His mother and my mother were in the same Zeta Phi Beta sorority. And yo, him and I can both tell you that the meetings that they had, all the bullshit was going on. We couldn't stay in those rooms, but we knew what was going on. They do this stuff on the low. What do you think sororities are? They little witchcraft gangs. Sorority gangs are just little witchcraft gangs. Sororities for the girls or the witches, and for the dudes are the warlocks. Trained how to do the opposite of what's. They put all of this shit in y'all faces, man. Y'all really got to. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. But yeah, once you look behind the mask and see everything, what these people were really doing, y'all, man, listen. I would tell you about the other stuff, but that's going way too deep. Because then we go into the Masonic part of the whole family. Because the Masonic part, the Moors, the Eastern Stars, and the Prince Charles, man, listen, we go deep and listen, we go deep. I didn't even know about this until I was really doing some. Because, like, as a child, I was always in places where I shouldn't have been. And majority of my time I spent in that man's in his office, always going through all his encyclopedias, all his books. I was always going through stuff in his little office, man. Going through and playing with his Hess trucks. But majority I was going through the encyclopedias and the books. A lot of his stuff was locked up because that's where the listen, that's where the stuff was. What was really going on. But yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff that y'all don't know until y'all start paying attention. I had to really dig into my past, man. And Lilith being where it is, and it's 11:11. You see where Lilith is. I think it's in Gemini. If I'm not mistaken, Lilith is in either Taurus or Gemini. Yeah, it's in Gemini. Lilith is home for me. That's why. So it's home in my shadow. Let me double check on that. Because I don't want to, I mean, like I said, we keeping this, man. This is raw. This is why I love the webcam. Because now I can, I mean, like, y'all gonna have to understand, man. I like to, I'm very, yeah, I'm that. English is not my go-to, so I'm always going off of what I'm feeling. So bear with me sometimes. Because sometimes you may get a sound effect, or you may get a made-up word, or something of that nature. My favorite go-to sound effect or word is skabadoo and beastie. So what does it mean? I have no idea, but it feels amazing when I say it. It's like an energy. I don't know. It's like a when the jazz got their sounds. Because speaking of that, the jazz stuff, I've been low key practicing. You know the what is it? The tambala drum, the sounds. I've been listening to how they use that sound, and I've been playing with it. I'm thinking about tambala jazz. It's probably already a thing, but I'm playing around with this, and you can do so much with tambala. I think I'm saying it right. It's an Indian drumming when you speak it first, speak the sounds that you're feeling and want to play, and then you play what you're feeling. But I'm learning that you can use that with all music, not just Indian music. It's wild, man. It's Lilith, where asteroid Lilith is in Gemini, but the Black Moon Lilith is in Sagittarius. I'm about to double check and see where. Oh yeah, Lilith is home for me in my shadow. That's why all this information was happening is amplifying because Lilith is home for me. I knew it was, but I had to double check. But Lilith is home for me, and listen, look up in the sky, do the work, man. It's gonna reveal. It's going to reveal some stuff, man. I'm trying to tell you, going through the trauma physically, that's one thing. But actually being able to read it astrologically, that's another. That's like top tier and over and beyond. It's it's out of this world, man. It's out of this world. But yeah, man, studying that, you'll be able to see everybody's shadow. This is why I push that so much. Y'all gotta see both sides. Y'all looking at one side only and it's the wrong side. Blend it. Blend it or you won't see it. This is why I get hated so much in the community because everybody is focused on one way of learning or they see other practitioners doing the same thing but in different ways. And then they come to me and I'm not doing it the way they're doing it at all. It gets frowned upon. The same thing with astrology. Every field that I'm in, I'm getting frowned upon by somebody working in that field because I figured out a way to take everything that they're doing and blend it into one. That's what collective consciousness is. I really gotta step outside the box when it comes to these words. Collective consciousness is everyone is connecting on a mental level and moving as a unit. Yeah, y'all moving collectively, but y'all still in your shadow moving. Make it make sense. Y'all still operating from the 3D, but calling it New Earth. Where the fuck they do that at? Hello, where do they do that at? Y'all need to read exactly what's happening in the sky. Tropical astrology and Vedic is not what's happening in the sky. But you need to study that though in order to understand what's happening in the sky. If not, you're going to be revealing too much of your shadow because you didn't integrate and embody the shadow to learn that light. And it's a lot of these people are being revealed. All of them are being revealed, basically. You have to listen. It's no longer paying attention because people know how to wear masks very well. But when you really listen, sound reveals the vibration, the frequency, and resonance. Tesla wasn't playing about the 369 and the sound of the universe. It's like game over. Once you can see how they really vibrating, who you fooling? Who you fooling? You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. These are the kind of stories and stuff that I be wanting to tell, but because of the storage in my phone, I can't be long-winded. But now that I got my laptop, what y'all getting the 30-minute joints, 25, like right now 25 minutes. Y'all getting the stories where I can really go out and not worry about storage and literally keep going because I got so much to talk about because it's so like I can go on forever about the family, but I don't want to sound like a victim because as much as the chaos I went through, it taught me how to use my abilities. Kind of, my favorite juice. So it taught me how to use my abilities. So yeah, it was chaotic living, but I learned how to use my abilities. So it's a positive and a negative. You see what I'm saying? Positive and a negative. And this is what I love teaching because when you learn both sides of who you are, you're able to see it from a different perspective because you're not looking at it from one side. Everything is blended. So now you can see how everything truly plays out versus forcing it. Because when you do your own shadow work and your reflection is responding to you in a certain way and you recognize it, they're revealing their shadows of what you healed from. Now you're able to see it and it's going to test you on how you respond to it. You see what I'm saying? And if you aren't aware of that, the projection from your shadow could consume you again. You have to be mindful of everything. I'll be trying to tell people this in codes, what the 369 and the compass and this and that and all that, but it's like you can only tell so much before someone really cares to listen. You know what I'm saying? You can only say so much before that it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. But when you did your job and what you're supposed to do, you don't have to keep doing it and wear yourself out. You share what's needed and keep moving. Enjoy yourself. Pour into yourself. I know I didn't get off the whole story and subject. I'm sorry, preaching and stuff. But look, I told you this is how we do, baby. 28 minutes and we still going and flowing. You know what I mean? Like, this is how we do. I'm a preach, I'm a talk, I'm a go off subject, I'm a crisscross, no applesauce. But I'ma still get busy, you know what I mean? It's how we flow over here, man. It's a flow. And trust me, double dutch, we're gonna be all over the place, but we're gonna be on beat. We're gonna be on beat, baby. And all over the damn place. But we're gonna be on beat. Trust and believe that the rhythm, the flow. I mean, but yeah, man, it's different over here, but it's really chill. It's really chill, man. But the more I start telling my story, the more y'all only be like, oh, okay, cool. But it's my way of teaching that offends everybody. Because it's like, how is he able to do this so easy? And he's not doing it the way we're doing it. What is he doing? Don't worry about that. That's source talking. I'm showing y'all what y'all supposed to be doing, but I'm not bragging about it. I'm teaching y'all, but y'all don't want to listen because y'all stuck on y'all way of thinking. That's cool. That's cool. I don't argue with you. I just let you do what you're gonna do. But you know where to go when you want to be better. If not, hey, more power to you. Do your thing, live your life. No judgment. Y'all, hey, when you see that shadow and you know how to communicate with it, they don't want to listen. Hey, don't force it. Keep doing you. Because when they see it, they'll realize. You don't have to force anything in this realm. As long as you move with the sky, move with it. You don't have to lift a finger because it's going to reveal itself spiritually right in the physical. You're going to see it like, oh, so that's what y'all doing. I bet. That's why a lot of people are mad. Because when you follow the true sky, you see the bullshit clear as day. You see it like y'all don't see this. Seriously, ain't no way. Ain't no way y'all see. No, ain't no way. Told you, raw and uncut, baby. And we on 31 minutes. Well, take